Hello everyone, Valentine here for Graded Picture Playground. If this is your first time on this channel, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to get notified when new video is uploaded. I want to thank every one of you who have been watching our tutorials. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the thumb up, and for every other persons who have been asking questions. I say thank you. I have taken note of the questions that you've asked. When I have a reasonable number of people on each of those questions on that particular topic, I shall make a detailed tutorial to explain some of those things that you've asked on demand. So once again, thank you very much for staying on this channel. Keep sharing our tutorials with your friends and recommending our channels to your friends, because more and more tutorials are going to come on this very channel. In this tutorial, I want to show you how to use the mask tools, the various mask tools. A lot of us have been hearing about the mask tools and still don't understand how to use them. The mask tool was introduced into the Creative Cloud from 2015 version. So if you are still on the 2015 version, I'm going to show you how to use the mask tools. To get the mask tools, all you do is highlight your footage that you want to mask. So you come to your opacity. Under your opacity, that is where you find the masking tools, which you have one. You have the ellipse mask tool if you want to create anything that has to do. I will demonstrate how each of these things work. Then you have the 4-point polygon mask. Then you have the free Bezier, which you can regard as pen tool, which you can use to create complex mask line if you want to create animation. The essence of these mask tools is to enable you create simple animation. So, and what is masking? Masking is a tool in which you use to isolate a particular spot that you may either want to invert or apply an effect to. I'll give you an example. Let's take, for instance, we want to create an ellipse tool, maybe a circular tool. And this is functional when it comes to things that has to do with the oval or round shapes. So you see, immediately I clicked on the circular mask tool, you saw that it cycled out. So the mask tool will only reveal the area that you want to be revealed. So that is why you see it this way. The more I expand it, the more it keeps revealing the areas that I want it to reveal. Then you have the mask path. This mask path is the tools that enables you to track these marks in a situation whereby you have moving object in such a mask. So you have the particular marks backward by 1 frame if you want to be selecting it backward, if your footage is to be tracked backward. Then you have these marks backward if you want to play it backward, if you want it to be playing frame by frame on its own automatically. This one is for marks forward if you are masking a movie object. So you have the marks forward 1 frame, that is if you want to work on a move from frame to frame. So there is another function here, which is the mask feather. The mask feather enables you see this very edge. When you isolate it, let's say we're taking the marks off like this. Now you see how sharp the edge is, but the mask feather enables you to make it softer. Then you see how it is now. When you increase your mask feather, it softens that edge to easily blend into whatever you have you want the marks to be in. So this is the before. This is how it is now. This is the before. So you see the edges was extremely sharp. So when I do it again, this is the after it's been feathered, it now blends into the particular area that you want it to be. So that is the essence of this mask feather. Then you have the mask opacity. That is when you are working on your marks, how visible do you want it to appear? So this is the opacity of the marks. So the marks expansion is if you want to increase the area that your marks is, just as I have this one now. If you want to increase the area to max out. This is where the max expansion works. Now, this is the area that I've isolated where you have this butterfly. Then if I want to invert it, it means that I don't want this center where the butterfly is, just to click on invert. So I have removed that area where the butterfly is. So let me show you one interesting thing. So if you should come up with another object, you see it will instantly appear inside of that. In other words, masking enables you to add and subtract items from your frame. So you see that I have masked this particular area off. So if I put in any other object underneath it, you see it will appear there. So that is the essence of masking. So you will now say, let's take for instance, I want to feather this mask the way it is. Let me increase it to, let's say, 50. So if I work on the color correction, you will notice that it will be not be easier for anybody to know that this particular flower wasn't actually in this clip that is maxed out. So that is when you click on the invert. So the invert means reverse. You want the particular area that you've marked, you want it out of your clip. So also it is vice versa. So you now see that the clip that I underlaid is now appearing on the other areas that is not on that clip. So that is one thing you should know about masking. So this masking is for the circular mask, which is the ellipse mask. So let me now take this mask off by using the rectangular, which is the 4-point polygon. So if you still click on it, that is how it's going to show you. It will show you the 4 points. So to have a precise, this thing is to hold down your shift and expand. It gives you it. So they are practically of the same thing. It all depends on the shape and areas that you want to mask that determines the type of a mask shape or part that you want to create. You can decide to make any adjustment to it. You come down, make any adjustment by holding down, and it gives you, this is the essence. It's just 4-point polygon. So let's remove these marks. So to remove the marks, the moment you create it, it will show you mask. So to remove it is just to click on that mask and hit on your keyboard delete to remove that particular mark. So the pen marks, or the pen tool, as it is regarded as a free bezier, enables you to mask complex areas. Let's take for instance, you want to mask out this butterfly. You keep clicking at the points, just like if you are familiar with Photoshop. This is how you mask out your image to create a background. So the bezier or the free bezier enables you to create complex marks, just as you have this particular scenario. So when it finishes, you create it. So you see how it is. This is just rough marks. I am trying to show you how the mask part works when you're using the freehand bezier to mask out objects. So it's essentially for complex areas, maybe like masking out an individual. So that is how the mask freehand bezier, that is how it works. So you can now make all the adjustments that you want to make, and you make them out. So you see, as I'm making this adjustment, I'm taking out certain areas that I don't need in this particular image that I'm masking out. So this is how the freehand bezier, this is how it works to give you that perfect masking for complex things to have a detailed shape. You know, ordinarily, you cannot create an ellipse with this particular image like this butterfly because it's complex. It has different curves and edges that you need to work on. So let's say we have something like this. So you see that the max part is enabling us to have that particular max line to give you the particular shape of the object. So that is how the mask part work. So if you want to invert it, you can click on invert. It gives you that shape that is there. Then if you want to feather, like I said, is to enable you soften the edges of your mask. So let's undo that. You can use the mask to bring out a particular area that you want to apply your effect on. Now you've maxed out this particular spot, you can apply your effect, maybe your color correction, and you take out that particular spot. Let's take, for instance, we want to apply the color effect of, let's say, tint. You search it, tint, and you apply it on this very one. So you see it has tinted out. So to make this footage better, you can come back to your project file and take that raw clip and overlay it so that you see what we're saying. So now you see it has covered that particular marks up, and you see the butterfly looking like an object that is on a particular area. So you can as well apply your effect to the underneath clip just for you to understand one other feature. So this is how you get it done. I hope you guys now understand how to use the masking tool in your project and how each of them functions. If this is your first time on this channel, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to get notified when new video is uploaded. I am your host, Valentine Ose. See you in our next tutorial.